morning so far, ready to get to work. We have a pretty simple, but we have a good workout planned for today. So just make sure you have something to drink before we get started. Make sure you have your mat ready. We're not going to need too much space today, so whenever we're ready, let's go ahead and start with our warm-up. We're just going to start standing. Slightly bend the knees so we're in our athletic stance, so just a slight squat here. Try to get a little bit of a wider base. Toes are pointed forward, chest up. We're going to drop left knee in and bring it back out 10 times. So we're doing some standing clamshells. Good. After you finish there, switch legs, do 10 on the other leg. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and come on to our hands and knees, or hands and toes here in our primal position. We're going to do our scapular push-ups, so our pillar is engaged. We're going to have our hands right beneath the shoulders. We're going to press away from the floor. 5 reps, nice and intentional here. Straight elbows. We're going to go one more. Awesome. And now that I'm still in this position, we're going to hang out here. We're going to go into our downward dog from that position. Back down to primal. To downward dog. Let's do 5 reps here. Push away from the floor with the hands. Pushing into our heels. You need a good stretch on the back side. Come back. And let's do one more rep here. Downward dog. Good. Try to walk in on, inching on up here. Try to just bring the toes actively towards your face. Get a good calf stretch. Toes to nose. Relax the upper body. Just going to go a few reps here. All right, bring it on up. Let's get the heart rate going a little bit more. So we're going to start with our marches. Driving those feet into the ground. Then bringing the opposite knee up towards the chest. Using our hands. Feel pretty good with this. We can go ahead and transition into a skip in place. Light on the feet. 3, 2, 1. All right. So that's the end of our warm-up. Today for our workout, we have 4 rounds of 5 exercises. We're going to work for 40 seconds and rest for 20. So our first exercise is going to be renegade rows with tricep extensions. So we'll be in our plank position. We're just going to row with our hand, extend, come back down to our plank row, extend, alternating for 40 seconds. We're then going to move into a squat with a half rep. We're going to then go into we're going to do a push-up or a press-up into a push-up. So we're going to press up. Try to get full extension of the arms if you're able. Come down to the floor. Engage the pillar. Strong shoulders. Push into your push-up position. Come back down. Get a little press-up going in there for 40. Then we're going to come onto the floor. We're going to do our glute bridge. Drive through the heels. Reach across. Come back down. Extend. Reach across for 40 seconds. And then we're going to move into our primal position. This is a little different than what we're used to. It's a mobility and stability challenge. We're going to try to bring our arm out to 90 and our leg out to 90. Bring it back down. Out at a 90-degree angle here. So we're doing almost a lateral raise. alternating sides. So go ahead and get your spot on the mat. We're going to start with our rows and extensions. I'm going to start the clock.
Starting session.
Alright, so let's start with our rows and tricep extensions. Keep those hands flat. Try to make the hips stay even with the floor. If you have a weight, feel free to use that anytime during the workout if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more. But if not, it's still a pretty good workout.
Rest.
Alright, good. So for our squats coming up, we're going to do a squat with a half rep. Again, feel free to grab a dumbbell or anything that's a little heavy to provide some more resistance. Alright. We're going to squat, half rep, extend. Try to squeeze those glutes as much as we can on the way up. Being careful not to extend too far forward. So I'm keeping my chest up. Alright. Take a quick break. We're going to move into our press-ups and push-ups. You have the choice to do push-ups on your knees. I encourage you to try to do full push-ups, and then if you really need, go into the knees. So just get a nice press up here. Don't rush this one. Make sure everything's engaged before you press away from the floor. Nice and tight. You've got 10 seconds left.
Rest.
Alright, we're going to go on to our backs here. We have our glute bridge with the opposite reach. Remember to drive through those heels as we extend the hips into the air.
Work.
So when you extend up, keep the hips forward, reach to the other side.
Rest.
Alright, so now we have our primal alternating arm and leg raises. Again, try to bring the arm out to a 90-degree and that opposite leg out to the side, kind of like a fire hydrant. Ready? And go.
Work.
So this is really going to challenge your coordination. This first round is always a good way to assess how we're feeling, what our current abilities are.
Rest. Rest.
All right, that's the end of round one. We have 3 more rounds to go. Take a quick sip of water if you need it. And then we're going to move right back into our rows and tricep extensions.
Work.
Try to squeeze that shoulder down and back. Not letting it roll forward. And try to squeeze the tricep in that end range. Awesome.
Rest.
Bring it on up. Getting ready for our squats with the half rep. Already up to 5.
Work.
Make sure we have equal weight across the whole foot. Our big toe is on the floor. We don't want to rock all of our weight onto our heels.
Rest.
All right, excellent. Coming back down to the floor for our press-ups and our push-ups. Go ahead and take a breather here for a few seconds.
Work.
With our push-ups, let's be intentional. Really try to drop away from the floor. Again, coming on down to the knees if you need it.
Rest.
All right, moving into our glute bridges next. With our opposite reach. So remember, driving those heels into the floor. Coming down each time. Ten more seconds here. You should be feeling this in the glutes, not the low back.
Rest.
And then we're going to move into our primal position again. Alternating arms and legs. All right, we've got a few seconds here.
Work.
Trying to actively push away from the floor with the stance arm. Still keeping hips and shoulders level. So here's another angle.
rest,
All right, Al's gonna take a quick breather, grab some water, fix your hair if you need to. All right, go back into our rows.
work,
Keep everything nice and tight.
rest,
Roll the shoulders out if you need. Coming up into our squat plus half rep. Getting your weights ready if you have one.
work,
Make sure we're breathing in the nose, out the mouth. We got less than 10 seconds left.
rest,
All right, moving into back onto the floor. Press ups to push ups coming up soon. Make sure we keep those elbows close by our sides when we go into our push ups. Nice neutral neck.
work,
And if you need to go onto the knees, that's totally fine.
rest,
All right, flip on over. Going into our glute bridges. Go ahead and get in your position. Get the heels, toes pointed up to the ceiling. Heels driving into the floor.
work,
Extend the hips. You have 5 more seconds.
rest,
All right, we got our primal position coming up. Go ahead and get ready. Alternating arms and legs.
work,
5 seconds. All right, we got one more round. One more round, grab a sip of water. Then we'll move into our rows here coming up in 5 seconds. Row and extensions. Nice neutral neck. The wider base you have with the feet, the easier it is to stabilize yourself as well.
Rest.
All right, bring it on up. Let's get in our squat position. Find what's most comfortable for you. Toes nice and forward. We have 3.
Work.
So the last round of all these exercises, so let's try to give it our best here. Keeping our chest up, nice and tall, nice and strong.
Rest.
All right, coming back onto the floor. We have our press-ups and push-ups coming up. Get the hands ready, the right position.
Work. Rest.
All right, come on to the back. We have our glute bridges with our overhead reach. Go ahead and get situated. Awesome. Drive up. Nice big reach. Make sure we're squeezing those glutes nice and tight at the top. We have a strong base.
Rest.
All right, last but not least, going back into our primal position. Got 5 seconds until we start.
Work.
Got 3, 2, 1. 1. Awesome.
Reps.
Good job, guys.
Pausing session.
So we're going to finish up really quick with a leg burnout. So I want you guys to follow along with me. We're going to have hands behind head. We're going to go ahead and drop right down to our squat position. Hold for 10 seconds. And then we're going to go into reverse lunges. 3, 2, 1. So go ahead and stay in that squat position. Go into a reverse lunge for 10. All right, go ahead and come back into that squat, isometric squat hold. Hold it. Reverse lunge. Keep the chest up. Go back into that squat. We have one more of each. One more round. All right. Reverse lunge. Three, 2, 1. All right. Good job, guys. That's all the time that we have for full body blast today. Feel free to stick around and stretch it out. We did a lot there at the end. Also,